Hello everybody. So in this video I'm reading Cryptocurrency in Investing for Dummies book by Kiana Daniel. This book is amazing. I highly recommend you to read it. But I'm just going to read some of it for you because I'm reading it myself, and I decided why not take my YouTube viewers to check it out. You can buy this book on Amazon or anywhere. It's an amazing book. It has got amazing reviews. But let's check it out. I want to read it more, so I'm just going to read it here, and I'm going to throw my own, insights and all that ideas here. So, you can just lay back and, learn about cryptocurrencies here. Okay. So what is cryptocurrency? Okay. So you have picked up this book, and your first question is probably this: what the heck is a cryptocurrency anyway? Simply stated, a cryptocurrency is a new form of digital money. You can transfer your traditional non-cryptocurrency money like US dollar digitally, but that's not quite the same as how cryptocurrencies work. When cryptocurrencies became mainstream, you may be able to use them to pay for stuff electronically, just like you do with traditional currencies. However, what sets cryptocurrencies apart is the technology behind them. You may say, who cares about the technology behind my money? I only care about how much of it there is in my wallet. The issue is that the world's current money system have a bunch of problems. Here are some examples. Payment systems such as credit cards and wire transfers are outdated. In the most cases, a bunch of middlemen like banks and brokers take a cut in the process, making transactions expensive and slow. Financial inequality is growing around the globe. Around 3 billion unbanked and underbanked people can't access financial services. That's approximately half the population on the planet. Cryptocurrencies aim to solve some of these problems, if not more. This chapter introduces you to crypto fundamentals. So I've been reading a lot of cryptocurrencies and all of these problems that cryptocurrency is trying to solve. So I highly recommend you to check out Real XRP. So check out XRP. XRP is trying to solve these problems, and they have doing it since 2013. So 7 years they have already done it. So I highly recommend you to check out XRP. Okay. They are trying to solve those problems that you just heard. Okay, so you now know how your everyday government-based currency is reserved in banks, and that you need an ATM or a connection to a bank to get more of it or transfer it to other people. Well, with cryptocurrencies, you may be able to get rid of banks and other centralized middlemen altogether. That's because cryptocurrencies rely on a technology called blockchain, which is decentralized, meaning no single entity is in charge of it. Instead, every computer in the network confirms the transactions. Okay, so in the following, so the definition of money. Before getting into the nitty-gritty of cryptocurrencies, you need to understand the definition of money itself. The philosophy behind money is a bit like the whole which came first, the chicken or the egg thing. In order for money to be valuable, it must have a number of characteristics such as the following. Enough people must have it, merchants must accept it as a form of payment, society must trust that its value and that it will remain valuable in the future. Of course, in the old days, when you traded your chicken for shoes, the value of the exchanged materials were inheritance to their nature. But when coins, cash, and credit cards came into play, the definition of money and, more importantly, the trust model of money changed. Another key change in money has been its ease of transaction. The hassle of carrying a ton of gold bars from one country to another was one of the main reasons cash was invented. Then, when people got even lazier, credit cards were invented. But credit cards carry the money that your government controls. As the world becomes more interconnected and more concerned about authorities who may or may not have people's best interest in mind, cryptocurrencies may offer a valuable alternative. So I'm myself a big believer of cryptocurrencies, and I absolutely love them. I'm kind of addicted on them. That's why I created this YouTube channel, because I want to help cryptocurrencies to grow in general. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So here's a fun fact. Your normal government-backed currency, such as the US dollar, must go by its fancy name, fiat currency. Now that cryptocurrency is around, fiat is described as a legal tender like coins and banknotes that have value only because the government says so. Okay, so here's some cryptocurrency history. The first ever cryptocurrency was Bitcoin. You probably have heard of Bitcoin more than any other thing in the crypto industry. Bitcoin was the first product of the first blockchain developed by some anonymous entity who went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi released the idea of Bitcoin in 2008 and described it as a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic money. Bitcoin was the first established cryptocurrency, but many attempts at creating digital currencies occurred years before Bitcoin was formally introduced. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are created through a process called mining. Very different than mining ore, mining cryptocurrencies involve powerful computers solving complicated problems. Bitcoin remained the only cryptocurrency until 2011. Then Bitcoin enthusiasts started noticing flaws in it, so they decided to create alternative coins, also known as altcoins. To improve Bitcoin's design for things like speed, security, anonymity, and more, among the first altcoins was Litecoin, which aimed to become the silver to Bitcoin's gold. But as of the time of writing, over 2,600 cryptocurrencies are available, and the number is expected to increase in the future. Key crypto benefits. Still not convinced that cryptocurrencies or any other sort of decentralized money are a better solution than traditional government-based money? Here are a number of solutions that cryptocurrencies may be able to provide through their decentralized nature. Reducing corruption. With great power comes great responsibility, but when you give a ton of power to only one person or entity, the chances of their abusing that power increases. The 19th century British politician Lord Acton said it best: power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Cryptocurrencies aim to resolve the issue of absolute power by distributing power among many people, or better yet, among all the members of the network. That's the key idea behind blockchain technology. Anyway, okay? Eliminating extreme money printing. Governments have central banks, and central banks have the ability to simply print money when they are faced with a serious economic problem. This process is also called quantitative easing. By printing more money, a government may be able to bail out debt or devalue currency. However, this approach is like putting bandage on a broken leg. Not only does it rarely solve the problem, but negative side effects also can sometimes surpass the original issue. For example, when a country like Iran or Venezuela prints too much money, the value of its currency drops so much that inflation skyrockets and people can't even afford to buy everyday goods and services. Their cash becomes barely as valuable as rolls of toilet paper. Most cryptocurrencies have a limited set amount of coins available. When all these coins are in circulation, a central entity or a company behind the blockchain has no easy way to simply create more coins or add to its supply. Giving people charge of their own money. With traditional cash, you're basically giving away all your control to central banks and the government. If you trust your government, that's great, but keep in mind that at any point your government is able to simply freeze your bank account and deny your access to your funds. For example, in the United States, if you don't have legal will or own a business, the government has the right to all your assets if you pass away. Some governments can even simply abolish banknotes the way India did in 2016. With cryptocurrencies, you and only you can access your funds. Well, unless someone steals them from you, but that's it, But it's going to be more about that in this book. Cutting out the middleman. With traditional money, every time you make a transfer, a middleman like your bank or digital payment services takes a cut. With cryptocurrencies, all the network members in the blockchain are that middleman. Their compensating is formulated differently from that of fiat money middlemen and therefore is minimal in comparison. Okay, serving the unbanked. A vast portion of the world's citizens has no access or limited access to payment systems like banks. Cryptocurrencies aim to resolve this issue by spreading digital commerce around the globe so that anyone with mobile phone can start making payments. And yes, more people have access to mobile phones than to banks. In fact, more people have mobile phones than toilets. But at this point, the blockchain technology may not be able to resolve the later issue. Okay, so hang on just a minute. I'm going to check out how much is if it's left. So I think that we are going to, go through all of this. Okay, because this is really important. You first have to know the basics in order you to start digging deep on all these different cryptocurrencies. Okay, so common crypto and blockchain myths. During 2017 Bitcoin hype, a lot of misconceptions about the whole industry started to circulate. These myths may have played a role in the cryptocurrency crash that followed the surge. Okay, so here are some of the myths. Cryptocurrencies are good only for criminals. For cryptocurrencies boast anonymity as one of their key features. That means your identity isn't revealed when you are making transactions. Other cryptocurrencies are based on decentralized blockchain, meaning a central government isn't the sole power behind them. These features do make such cryptocurrencies attractive for criminals. However, law-abiding citizens in corrupt countries can also benefit from them. For example, if you don't trust your local bank or country because of corruption and political instability, the best way to store your money may be through the blockchain and cryptocurrency assets. Everything is two-sided, You can make anonymous transactions using all cryptocurrencies. For some reason, many people equate Bitcoin with anonymity, but Bitcoin, along with many other cryptocurrencies, doesn't incorporate anonymity at all. All transactions made using such cryptocurrencies are made on public blockchain. Some cryptocurrencies, such Monero, do prioritize privacy, meaning no outsider can find out the source, amount, or destination of transactions. However, most of the other cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, don't operate that way. The only application of blockchain is Bitcoin. This idea couldn't be further from truth. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are tiny byproduct of the blockchain revolution. Many believe Satoshi is created Bitcoin simply to provide an example of how the blockchain technology can work. All blockchain activity is private. Many people falsely believe that the blockchain technology isn't open to the public and is accessible only to its network of common users. Although some companies create their own private blockchains to be used only among employees or business partners, the major blockchains behind famous cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin are accessible by the public. Literally anyone with a computer can access the transactions in real time. Okay, so of course there are some risks, and by the way, I'm just reading this and I'm just commenting as we go, but this is not financial advice, no investment advice, this is just, I'm sharing information here, okay? And I do love this book, so I highly recommend you to go buy it. So I'm going to show it again. So it's Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies by Kiana Danielle. I absolutely love these for dummies books because these are so simple to understand. They are going to step by step. Like you can see, there are so many chapters. So I highly recommend you to buy this book. If you want to know more about cryptocurrencies, go grab this book. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to leave this here. If you like this video, I can make more videos like this. I can read it more for you if you want. If you find it valuable. Thank you so much for watching, and please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, please comment down below and I will create more videos like this. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Please leave a like too, that would help me a lot. Like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And see you.